In this recording, we're going to be taking a look at how to share a exam to the library. This is useful if you're making a exam and you're going to be sharing that with the other teachers in your department or the other teachers who are teaching that course. So in this case, we've got the exam set up on a page, so the exam is inside of a content block on a page dedicated for this particular exam. You can do it with supplementary material and basically just understand that everything on this page is going to be shared to the library. So if I've got my exam set up on the same page as a whole bunch of other stuff, like right in here, I've got a couple of different assignments. If my exam were also on this page, I would be sharing everything else on this page as well. So I want to make sure that the page is set up with just the exam that I want to send over, with any other additional materials that should go along with it. So in this case, we've already added the content block on here. We're just going to go over to Manage Page. Then we're going down to Share Page. You do have the option to share with other teachers directly, which is useful if there's only one other teacher that you're going to be sharing with. But in this case, we're going to be sharing with the entire department, so the library might be a more effective use of our time. So we'll hit Continue. And because when we share it to the library, it's going to be publicly visible, we want to make sure that it's got a unique name. So in this case, we'll add tech to the end of it. Short description about the resource. This is optional, but it's always a good idea if there might be any confusion about which version of the test or just anything else that you want to add onto it. And then grade level and subject. If your subject is not on there, then just pick the closest or just leave the subject blank, I guess. Tags aren't necessary, but they can make it easier to find things, especially later on. I'm going to tag mine with 2018, just so that later on, if we go back, we can see, oh, this was added in 2018. If you need to add more tags, you add a comma at the end and then keep on putting your tags in there. So we're going to go ahead and hit copy, and this is going to start the process of moving my stuff into the library. Now this process does take a little while. It takes longer the more stuff that you have on that page. It's just like copying a page from class to class, except in this case we're copying it to the library. And now you can see what it looks like. Since it was just the one exam, it doesn't take nearly as long as if it were a full page full of stuff. On the receiving end, if I have a, if there's a teacher who wants me to use the page that they've set up for me, to use that, I'm going to click on Library. I'm going to find the, page that's been shared with me. So in this case, we're going to find Period 7 Final. I'm actually going to use something different. I'll use the Poetry 2 one. If I click on it, it actually goes in and shows me what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and hit Done. So to add this to my class, I'm going to click Use This Resource. And it defaults to the class that you're currently in. If you needed to use this in a different class, you would click on Change Class. I'm just going to hit Copy Resource, and it's going to start pulling in all of that stuff that was on the library. So if you've got a resource that you've shared to the library that you want to remove for any reason, in that case you just go into Library. So anything that you've uploaded to the library, you should be able to go to it and so like in this case I've got, well, period 7 final, which I just added. I'm going to click on Manage, and then I'll click Delete. It'll ask, do I want to delete this? Okay. And now my final was deleted. Okay, so you got to be very careful when you're deleting stuff from the library, because if it is stuff that needs to be used by other people, then you want to make sure to leave that up there. It will not delete the copy of any page that it's been added to, and it will not delete your original copy. But if you've already deleted your original copy and you delete the one that's in the library, then there's nothing really that can be done for you. So just make sure that there's always at least one copy of your work somewhere before you start deleting stuff.